that is by getting a lot of countries in debt. And in Dominica, they are also playing favoritism to an ideology of a one-party state, encouraging that kind of system in Dominica. We've open remarks about the Labour Party and this Labour Party in Dominica. So we see a direct influence on the current Labour Party, which is contradictory to our constitution, which is contradictory to the people living in Dominica when there's a foreign entity who is deciding which party should be in power and helping and deny the people their wishes through the democratic process. So we cannot forget that context when we're talking about the relationship of China with Dominica. Well, Matt Petty, let's examine the relationship of Dominica with the US. And like Mr. Gregoire rightly indicated, there are thousands and thousands of Dominican citizens living in the United States. Some of them are working, some of them are contributing back to their country. Many of them are in the U.S. military, by the way, and are helping their families back home through employment in the U.S. and are able to, through remunerations, contribute significant amount to the Dominican economy. So where we don't see the direct input of the US into our economy, the indirect input is much more substantial, sustainable, and meaningful than what the Chinese government have been doing. Can you imagine if all these people stop sending money to their country and saving their money and building homes? How many products a year do we ship to China? So China doesn't help our industry or manufacturing or productivity in Dominica. The only thing they do is provide cheap goods, competing with Caribbean nations, competing with goods produced within our CARICOM region, and thereby making us more impoverished, because if we cannot produce anything and sell to them, who do you think is going to lose out? It's the people from the Caribbean and people from Dominica. Our goods and services cannot be sold, and we are going to be in perpetual dependency, Matt Belt. And then let's examine the tourism industry. If tomorrow Americans, Canadians, Europeans decide they will not come into the Caribbean anymore, Matt Pelted, the entire tourism industry will collapse. So hotels, services, all these products tourism products that are in the Caribbean, dependent on the American dollar, the Americans coming in, these people having disposable income is going to be lost. So when I hear this talk about, oh, China is doing more donation than America in the last 20 years, I think that's a false representation of the true relationship between the US and the Caribbean. The US and the Caribbean is not just related by money. It's really related by blood, by history, by family, by culture, by food, by everything. So if we are measuring our relationship based on how much money we can get, that to me is like prostitution, Matt Pelt. That's what it is. So at the end of the day, I think we need to examine our relationship, examine our values, and what values do we stand for. I know the US right now is messed up because there is a president who thinks he's a king. And the problem is when there are men in any political system who think they are bigger than the political system, that's when you get chaos, conflict, confusion, friction, Matt Belty. When men who are responsible to uphold the values, the traditions of a country, make that value about themselves, then you have chaos. So I think we need to re-examine that conversation and see what is true relationship and who really benefits from the relationship of China and Dominica, and who really benefits from the relationship of the United States and the Caribbean and Dominica.
Somebody's making the point, huh? But I don't see Dominicans lining up by Western Union to get money from China. Four 4493095, 4493096, 4493097. Dominica, we're here. It's just about 10 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock. And of course, earlier we spoke about these problems with the rats at the Woodfield School. I'm hoping that the authorities listened and do something about the problem. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes.
Matt, I just called for me to give some glory to Lennon. Matt, that's it, you know. I mean, you have educated people out there that can articulate the facts better than I do. Matt, you listen to the tourist industry, Matt. Look, you just talk about Western Union. And if you really calculate it carefully, as I said, and Crispin was not saying definitely that we benefit more from China, and you inserted the word there, infrastructure or infrastructural wise, the two words. Okay, Matt? And if that's why I'm saying we must be very careful and calculate, in a strategic way, our actions. You do not want to lose China, and I see China as the new colonial master. I dreamt them, or I had a dream, 3 dreams, seeing Chinese in military in Dominica. And my dreams always indicate to me what is about to happen, Matt. For years, for decades, I know myself. And I am saying, Matt, when you have people like Skerritt and Black, come on, those kind of people where they pick and choose who are the friends who support a party rather than on a national scale, to be quite patriotic and nationalistic in our forward movement, Matt. It's about personal gain. Melissa talking about generational wealth and Skerritt building mansions, and they don't give a damn about the future of the people or the country. Look at the Kalinago people, disrespected again. Perfect example to what I'm saying, Matt, where it is not a collective forward movement. It has to be fragmented. They would like it to be collective, but it only has to be a one-party state. And we are 3/4 way there. And it is so damn sad to see the people that took passport money in their mouth, get them to sell passports, can clearly see, because these are educated people, the dangers that are upon us and lies ahead, the ramification, the far-reaching consequences of our stupidity, of our actions, in our actions, Matt. It will be a collective reward, a collective ramification. That far-reaching consequences will not know. There will be no holds barred, Matt. You think because you're selling passports or things, when all the young people in Dominica are frustrated and lawless, maybe it's just your child or you that get caught in the deliberate attack or the crossfire. So it is so damn sad to see the churches, the Bar Association. Well, let me just say there is a blessed lady there I just want to honor. Blessings to you, darling. But Matt, there are a lot of people. If they could only stand up like how Dr. Jollies and others, Lennon, and others are doing, Arthie, Linton, everybody else that have played their part to sound the alarm and say, we are heading for the iceberg, and the idiots are saying, let's rip, and all of us just perish on the Titanic. Matt, that was the name of the ship, Matt?
Titanic. Titanic.
Well, Dominica is Titanic now, Matt. We're heading for the iceberg, and all the clowns that are there at the console, they're saying, let's rip. Have a blessed day, sir.
Have a blessed day, too. Somebody says, matter our relationship with China is for selfish gains, not anything about country. Greed is what the relationship is all about. We should forget about China totally. That's your opinion. Some might disagree, huh? I just asked the Carib chief, why was she not at the indigenous meeting at the UN? She said her schedule was too packed, hoping to be there next year, okay? Somebody else is saying, man, our relationship with China is for selfish gains, nothing else, nothing, anything about country. Greed, as I said, greed is what the relationship is all about. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yeah?
Yes, good morning to you, Matt.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm trying under the circumstances, Matt.
You are.
Matt, I've always been looking at Donald Trump and his reasoning for wanting to send people who are in America back to their countries. I would like to ask Donald Trump whether he would, how would that be to America? How would it affect America if he sent, like I heard they had 104 Dominicans to send back? And I would want him to look in the army, the entire army in America, and the police force and so on, and send back 100 and something people back to Dominica, those the army and so on. And from Guyana and from Jamaica and from everywhere, send back the same amount of people he sent back. He said that are illegal. Send them these people back to their country. Let's see how the army will fare out. Because I know there are a lot of people like TC, who was in the Navy and was in a high position in the Navy. So when you decide to send people back, you're not thinking of the contribution these people or their country have been making to America. I think it is very selfish of Donald Trump, and we all know he has been a very selfish person throughout his life. So I'd like Donald Trump to think of the Caribbean people and how they affect America negatively or positively. Good morning, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. 449-309-596-97. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. Be right back after this.
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95. The latest happening events, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95. Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95. The latest happening events, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95. The big station.
Shop with confidence at Court. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Court. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the middle. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
Box. We now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%. Great for leafy green 15-15-15. Great for all vegetables or young fruit trees 20-20-20. Best for foliar spray and seedings and small vegetables 12-12-17. Great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits 12-24-12. Root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato 12-4-28. Great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. Red potash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox, located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley League Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Well, yes, I will be along my other OECS colleagues and the Prime Minister of the Bahamas will be meeting with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, on Tuesday at the State Department to discuss a number of issues on the agenda. We look forward to the engagement. It is the first engagement we have in the Secretary of State. We appreciate the opportunity to discuss and to dialogue and to also inform and educate on a number of issues and to apprise the Trump administration of matters related to the OECS and from the OECS standpoint. So I believe I'm no doubt that it's going to be a very constructive engagement, and we look forward to having the meeting with the Secretary of State. I will lead the delegation, and the delegation will also include the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yeah, the honor of time.
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95, the latest happening event, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95, the big station.
An easy way to pay.
You answer it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your
Whoa, it's
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95, the latest happening event, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95, the big station.
All right, Dominica, we're going to take a break here for about 15 minutes. You know, last year we had a big tech expo. And this year will be no different, huh? So we have in the house for the next few minutes, speaking of the very subject of the tech expo, our folks from the NTRC. I haven't seen my friend in a little while. I hope we'll see him a little more in the near future. Not only Tech Expo, we need to talk about things technical, huh? So let me introduce Mr. Craig Nesty and team this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Matt, and good morning to your listeners. Thanks for having us. Short notice.
Always a pleasure. Hi.
Hi, good morning. Rashida Saran Davis. I do communications for Tech Expo, and I'm so happy to be a part of this great thing.
Good morning. My name is Melisha Toussaint, and I'm an engineer at the NTRC.
Melisha Toussaint. All right. Thank you. Welcome. Craig, set the agenda for us this morning. What's going on at the Tech Expo this time around?
Well, Tech Expo is NTRC's intervention to provide a more project-based learning situation for the kids in Dominica. We recognize that a lot of students go through secondary school education with just theoretical knowledge. So Tech Expo is an opportunity for us to get the students to think more practically and to make things and to actually have those things interact with the environment and solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we have a maze competition.
A what competition?
A maze competition. So they'll be building autonomous driving devices that would navigate a maze by itself, right? Using sensors on their robots, some programming, an Arduino microcontroller, and the team who navigates the maze the quickest will win. We have a lot of grand prizes for the schools and for the students. So we encourage all the students who do not know anything about microcontrollers, sensors, and technology to come on down, because we have people from local tech entrepreneurs all the way to some international presentations. We even have a presentation from Google talking about a virtual lab.
Okay.
So we know some of the schools in Dominica are struggling buying chemicals to do a chemistry lab, having all the beakers, the pipettes, the burettes and so forth. Google has something called a virtual lab where you can do chemistry virtually, physics virtually,
Really?
Biology virtually, dissect animals virtually, and everything is moving towards telemedicine and so forth, where communication is being used and expertise is being used from all across the world to do things. So these are skills that will not only help them through their academic career, but could transcend into their professional life. So the NTRC is hoping to provide this epicenter where all the students, our local technologists, and the public can come on down and experience what's happening in the technological field in Dominica from the 8th and the
8th and 9th, yes.
8th and 9th. What are the schools participating? All schools or just some schools?
No, I'll tell you what schools are participating. We have Castlebrew Secondary, Convent High, Goodwill Secondary, Portsmouth Secondary, Orion Academy, St. Mary's Academy, Northeastern Comprehensive School, and Wesley High. So we didn't get all the schools, but we got a lot of schools on board. And we're very excited to see what they're going to bring. And Matt, earlier you said it's we're having the Tech Expo. Yes, it's the 3rd year. So we're having it every year. That's no different, but it's actually different this year because it's bigger and better than ever this year.
Tell me why this year is different.
Well, this year is going to be a 2-day event. So that's the first time we're having a 2-day event. So if you missed it on Thursday, you can still come on Friday. We're actually also doing it on 2 levels at the Goodwill Parish Hall. We're taking over the whole building.
The whole building.
So, yes, the whole building. So there's lots to see and do. We're going to be doing the Maze Masters competition downstairs. And then upstairs, we're going to be having our business exhibition in the main hall and seminars on the main stage. So,
we're talking technical. I want to rewind the tape a bit there because a lot of people out there don't understand what the maze. So break that down for me.
Yeah.
That's the engineer in the house, right?
yes. Tell them about Maze Masters.
Maze Master. Break it down for the public.
Okay, so the Maze Masters competition, there will be teams of 4 students who will build a robot to navigate a maze autonomously. That means without human intervention. So there's no remote control. The robot has to determine, the best path and find its way out of the maze by itself.
Really?
Yes.
Is there training provided for the students in that one?
Yes, we have provided training for the teachers and students, and we have our very capable facilitator, Ms. Vashanti Raymond, working with our schools, and she's providing support to them so that they are able to build these robots and come up with their strategies for navigating the maze.
All right. Why is it important that we start building maze at this time? I mean, why?
Well, Matt, it's not really about the maze per se, as opposed to problem solving.
Okay.
So I was speaking to a young Goodwill High School student, and he was prototyping his robot, and it couldn't navigate the 90-degree turn properly, right? Because it was sensing the wall and was turning right away. And he had to figure out, well, probably it needs to go a little closer to the wall before it turns right. Another kid was there saying, well, my robot is stuck, right? And he's like, why is my robot stuck? And he's like, the sensors are sending out signals that should be bouncing back off 90 degrees, but it was bouncing off 45 degrees. So the angle of incidence wasn't equal to the angle of reflection. It wasn't coming back to the robot. So they had to figure out a way now to incorporate that into their algorithm so that their robot will not get stuck. So as they go along, the kids will solving problems routinely, right? And that's what we need in Dominica. We need kids to look at Dominica critically and say, there's a problem with the bus system. How do I address that? There's a problem with anything, you know what I mean? Like the tourism, when the cruise ships come in, all the buses are loaded up in Roseau. How can I create a system that would make it more efficient for traffic throughout that area when cruise ships come in? So we need people thinking critically as opposed to just regurgitating stuff on school and trying to pass the CXC exam, because all the problems in Dominica are not being solved by Dominicans.
Well, who do we blame for that?
Well,
system?
We're not in the blame game, Matt. We have a problem and we're trying to provide solutions, right? We're doing it on a shoestring budget. Hopefully the Ministry of Education may come on board and inject more money into the NTRC to do this even bigger. Because I'm seeing a situation now where we could actually have a tech expo that incorporates Guadeloupe and Martinique, right? brings in people from overseas, just like your jazz fest, but it would be like a technology intervention. So we need to start thinking outside the box, and how can we get the next generation involved in solving our problems and actually building industry? Because that's one of the problems we have in Dominica. We have a situation where our personal income tax outstrips corporate tax. What that means is we don't have companies. We don't have people to hire students coming up from school. So we have to give the students the ability to dream, to feel that they can build something. And you're not going to get that ability by just writing exams. You have to build something, right? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to inculcate into them the ability to build, and not just build, but build to solve problems.
But tell me about the success stories over the past 3 years, though, based on the Expo.
Well, before the jump in, I'll tell you quickly.
Yes.
So there are 15 high schools, right? In the first Tech Expo, I think we had 4 schools responded, right? And my staff was very disheartened. They were like, this is not going to work. This is terrible. And I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter if we have one school, right? Because we don't know where the next Bill Gates is coming from. We don't know where the next Steve Jobs is coming from. It could be that one school, right? I'm seeing some really brilliant young minds, right? If they just have the proper nurturing and the proper guidance, they could revolutionize the world. So the first year we had 3 schools. The second year we had about 5 schools. And in these years, we said, yo, build anything. So the NTRC spent about $50,000 of our budget mail. And we bought microcontrollers, servo motors, LEDs. The kids didn't know what that was about. The teachers didn't know what that was about, right? But right now in these schools, we have schools with their own robotics labs, schools with their own robotic clubs, right? So if you have a kid in school, in a secondary school, who doesn't know anything about robotics, they need to find out, where's my robotic club, right? Because that's happening in DGS. DGS had a really good robotics club. That's happening in Portsmouth. So there's schools now who are now talking microcontrollers, who are now talking what kind of solutions they can do. The first 2 years, it was open. So schools were building all kinds of things. One school built an autonomous greenhouse that had sensors in the soil. So if the soil was too damp, the irrigation system came on. If the soil was if the greenhouse was too humid, the fans kept spinning. Another school, I think it was Convent, they built an early flood warning system prototype where they showed when the water level rose, then the alarms would go off, right?
Sensors under a little bridge they built in their model.
So the kids were building all kinds of things, right? But then the kids realized we're not getting the traction from the students, so they wanted a competition. Right, so they felt like if they got a competition, we got a first, second place, they get prizes. So this year we kind of shifted to a competition. So we didn't want it to be too complicated. We didn't want to overwhelm them. So we have a Maze Masters competition built around the Micro Mouse competition. A Micro Mouse is a universal competition globally, and it's based on search algorithms that is an integral part of artificial intelligence. So if you listen to anything going on in this world right now, it's all about AI. So the kids are getting a first-hand view of building autonomous systems that run by themselves. You have things like autonomous drone insects now, where you have little bees flying around the place, pollinating flowers autonomously. The kids are getting a first-hand view of all the problems associated with that. In some communities, you have driverless cars, right? All of those driverless cars are based on similar principles. How do we sense our environment? How do we navigate properly so we don't kill anybody and we go from A to B? So that's what like the Maze Masters is trying to inculcate into them. Like, it's not magic, it's science. Stay in school.
And it's 8 schools this year. And last year we even had 14 primary schools. So we even had children as young as 9 years old building apps. You said 9. 9. Wow. 9. We had grade 4 students between grades 4 and 6 last year building apps for our Girls in ICT competition last year. So maybe in future years we'll do more with the primary schools even, and we can expand. Maybe next year all the secondary schools will be involved. And sponsors are actually, some of the sponsors are actually also talking about opening up internship opportunities for students. Some of our local tech community, tech industry giants are looking at maybe bringing some of the students in to do some internships.
Interesting. Angela, you want to add anything to that?
Yes. So we're moving forward. For the past 2 iterations of the Tech Expo, the Goodwill Secondary School couldn't participate for one reason or another. This year, we are happy to have them on board. This is also the Wesley High School second year participating. They also faced some challenges in the first iteration of the event. But we are very thankful for schools like, the Convent High School and SMA, Orion Academy. They are always willing to push their students, always there to participate and to produce just, fantastic projects. So we are happy to have them on board again. We welcome the schools that are now coming on board, and we encourage the schools that have not yet come on board to, try to do so. At least, make an attempt. If you cannot take on the maze competition, perhaps, take on something similar to what we did in the previous 2 years, which is creating a project to solve some environmental, agricultural, or social problem.
What is the engineer? What is your specialty in terms of engineering? I like when a woman presents herself as an engineer, right? That's a good thing. We need to encourage that. What's your specialty?
My specialty is telecommunications engineering.
Okay, let's take a phone call. Are you there, caller?
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
I love to hear what I'm hearing. So here is a suggestion. We have a lot of problems as far as our waste material is concerned. I was wondering if it couldn't be introduced into the schools where you have composting taking place on a very large scale that could help the school to generate funds and thereby reduce the amount of paper and cardboard and the grass and all that we have wasted.
Let me see if the engineers can speak to that.
Well, Matthew, it's a fantastic idea. Composting is something that could be incorporated. In first iterations of the Tech Expo, we had no limitations on what the kids could do, right? But what we wanted them to do is utilize the Arduino microcontroller. So I don't know too much about composting except that it's a decaying material that you put all the cardboard, everything, and you probably flip it. Probably you could have a thing where the bins would rotate once the temperature reaches a certain magnitude. The microcontroller can be incorporated to sense temperature within a bin, and you can have motors utilizing a motor controller to spin the bin a certain amount of revolutions once it reaches it. So that is a possible intervention. The other thing I want to say is Arduino, the people who build the microcontrollers and provide the microcontrollers, have told us that if we have schools that are producing agricultural solutions, they'd be happy to partner with us and support those schools, right? So that's another component of the project that we need to inculcate into our environment. But I like that the guy is thinking about composting. I think what we need to be thinking about is what are the industries in Dominica? What are the industries in Dominica that we could incorporate technology into and actually amplify those industries? Because there's some in the tourism industry is what's coming to my mind, because tourism is everybody's business. We've been pushing tourism so much. How can we make tourism a much better project, right? Like I've walked on the trails for the last couple of weeks. I've done 2 trails and I've realized how dangerous those trails are, right? And I wonder if anybody is actually walking on the trails and putting in safety mechanisms in place. So you could have something where you could have a 360 camera, walk the trail, mark everywhere on the trail that's bad. And you could have the minister sit down in the office and actually virtually traverse that trail without actually going there and getting updates every month as to what the status of the trails are, how safe the trails are, what parts of the trails need to be modified, and so forth. And all of that could be well documented. So there's a lot of opportunities there.
I see it. A lot of opportunities. But again, time is of the essence, so we kind of have to wrap it around the table. Let's take your final comment, and we'll come back to Craig to wrap it
I'd
up.
like to take a moment to thank our sponsors
Okay.
who have so generously provided prizes for the prize packages for the winners of the competition.
What prices are we looking at this time?
Oh, we're looking at gift certificates. They're getting gift certificates from HHV Whitchurch. They're actually getting passes to play at Metaverse Games.
Okay.
They're getting some plaques from Jays. They're getting some other items and cash from NCCU, Digicel, NBD, Republic Bank Flow, and PCAT Innovations. And I'd also like to thank Do It Center for providing the materials for the building of the maze, and
Wow.
Walter Greenaway for doing the building as well.
What days are just rewind the tip?
So the Tech Expo is this week, Thursday and Friday, the 8th and 9th of May. It is at the St. Alphonsus Parish Hall, the Goodwill Parish Hall, and it starts at 10 a.m. And the Maze Masters competition starts at 2 p.m. on the lower level. So everybody can come out. It's free of charge. You can come out and check everything out. It's going to be a lot to see and do.
Yes, I would just like to encourage everyone to, make some time out to check us out at the Tech Expo. It's going to be interesting. You can visit our website at www.ntrc.dm. Look for events in the top menu and go to upcoming events, Tech Expo. And you could also view our agenda and our venue layout. We have several presentations going on throughout the day, including from Google as well, directed for small businesses, well-established businesses, small, medium, large, and for students, educators, and decision makers in that realm as well.
You want to add something else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say some of the people who are doing presentations include Shop DM, We Planet, and Jolly's IT department, Open Solutions. We have some really good presentations happening.
Yeah, a lot of partners on board. That's very
Yes,
good.
indeed.
Now, Craig, your final comments from you?
Yes, Matt, we're very excited by the amount of partners we've been able to garner and the amount of support we're receiving from the community, from the local business community with regards to the Tech Expo. We really wish that Q95 will come on down too and check us out, because we know you have a wide audience, a large base.
I'll come check you.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. And we encourage you to bring as many people as you can with you, because they might see things that they weren't aware of taking place in Dominica. They might see products and solutions that they can use for their businesses. I think there's Intellico Solutions, who's into security and AI, artificial intelligence and cameras and tracking systems. So we want to bring the technology community with the business community, link everybody together, and kind of make Dominica a much more efficient space.
You're welcome. Come back anytime.
Appreciate that.
Thank
man.
you so
Take
much.
it out. Bye-bye. For 49309599697. Let's take a break, Dominica. We're going to come back to Q95 in the morning. Stick around.
Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulating and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality, because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship.
Here's a love with KFC's Bucket Together. And when you share the love, win an all-expense 5-night trip for two to the St. Kitts Music Festival on Sunrise Airways.
For only $45, you get 6 pieces chicken spicy or original, 2 fries, 2 biscuits, and 2 corn.
Let's bucket together. Order now in store, at the drive-thru, and on delivery.
Offer ends May 23. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop with confidence at Court. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Court. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Where the money
We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. We're out of stock. Supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meats prepared daily. Hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the different, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh your one stop. Fresh market,
Now available at ESA Trading Limited Showroom Departments, a wide range of household items and accessories. Plates in porcelain, ceramic, clear and cordial. Bowls in glassware, plastic and porcelain. Pot sets and frying pan sets. Glasses for all occasions. Knife sets and cutlery. Water jugs and storage containers. Wooden spoon sets. Dish strainers. Chopping boards. Bath towels, shower curtains, bed sheet sets, curtain rods, living room sets, recliners, and dining room sets, mats and rugs, and so much more. All at unbeatable prices. Visit us today. We are located at the corner of Kennedy Avenue and Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard, Roseville. ESA Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. Cash and carry. We offer the finest selection of products that cater to your every need. From groceries to household essentials, our shelves are stocked with quality items that are sure to impress. And guess what? We're not just great for wholesale. We're also your go-to place for all your food service needs. Located right opposite the Immigration Department on King George V Street in Roseville, we take pride in providing you with an unforgettable shopping experience. Our friendly staff is here to assist you in each and every step of the way. Ready to place an order or have a question? Call us at 316-0184 or 255-6823. And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. We can't wait to see you. Be careful how you treat other people.
We're going to come back in a minute here.
Some people believe that they're greater than you and I wonder why. And they're getting on as though they will never die. Only you and I wonder why. Nothing here will last forever. This could serve as a reminder. All who playing holy and mighty. We tell them their fame and their money. When the master calls, no talking at all, prepare for your funeral. The ground that we walking on, one day will be your roof. The ground that we walking on,
At the Monarch.
will be your roof.
Good morning to you, Joy.
Be no exemption, no exception.
I'm just planning something big there.
Master calls.
Pentecost.
Would tell you, no trust would tell you when the master call, when the master call, when you got to go, you got to go. No doctor can say no. I steady ground that we walking on. One day will be your rule. Be careful how you treat other people.
So we heading to San Sofe, huh? June 9th. Celebrating the Monarch. So we're celebrating with joy on June 9th. Feast of St. Isidore, heading to San Sauve. We'll give you more information as we get closer to that date there. Big festivity has been planned for that day, June 9th, in San Sauve.
Steady ground that we walking on, one day will be your room.
We're going to open up the lines in a while until 11 o'clock.
Walking on, one day will be your room. There'll be no immunity from sinful or holy when the master call, when the master call. No special favor for the children of master. When the master call, when the master call, when you got to go, you got to go. No doctor can say no. I steady ground that I'm walking on. One day will be your room. Be careful of the trick on the people.
Good morning to you, Annette, the Balau lady, Bone Balau lady there. Lower Goodwill, huh? Hope you're having a great day at work today.
We keep glorifying the things man made, you and I wonder why. I'm very forget the foundation that was laid for you and I. And I wonder why. If God who gave human the wisdom, so no man could hold him for ransom. So I'll think that they are mightier than the Holy Ghost and the Father. Better stay in your head, cause all you walk in a second could be the weekend. I steady ground that we walking on, one day will be a rule. The ground that we walking on, one day will be a rule. No acceptance of gift from millionaire or cheap. When the master call, when the master call, no sacrifice of human blood, what I could not afford. When the master call, when the master call, when you got to go, you got to go. No, no. I steady ground that we walking on. One day must be your rule.
Are you loving this one, Annette? Your song for the year.
Drink on the people.
That email seems suspicious, and that SMS could be vicious. That phone call or voice notes too serious, too good to be true, probably fictitious. Don't be fooled by online imposters, promising that are gonna cost ya. Be aware, protect your data and money. Stay aware, stay alert, stay secure.
You can outsmart the scammers. A message from Republic Bank. Report any suspicious activity to customer care at rfhl.com.
All right, Dominica, I'm just going to open up the lines for the rest of the time here this morning.
Dominica Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bacasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
All right, Dominica, yes, let's take some phone calls. Let me tell you what I'm not getting involved with, huh? I've been hearing a lot of messages given. Everybody's sending me messages over the weekend about this infighting that's going on there with this opposition parties. I'm not giving this any legs, Dominica. We have to be a mature society. So don't expect me to talk about what's going on between officials and non-officials of the party. Makes absolutely no sense at this point. So you can talk on Facebook and say what you want there, but I won't entertain it, huh? This is just immature and has to stop. That's my position on this, huh? Every political party has its ups and downs. And we have to be man enough to say enough is enough. So don't expect me to give this any legs, all right? That's my position. The liberals are sending me messages. The workers are sending me messages. Again, I'm not on Facebook, and that way I don't encourage this kind of what I find immature, very immature. Personal talk going on, cross talk here, there, and everywhere. All right, thank you very much. So let's have a conversation if you want to. Let's 449-3095. Yes, Master, I see you try to organize Q95 to carry this activity live there sometime in July 4th or around that time. The hello, talk to me from New Jersey. How you doing? How are you? Yeah.
Matt, I just want to tell you thank you for that last explanation. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I don't want to encourage this crosstalk that's going on. Again, if you expect me, a mad peltier, to give the legs, no. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Morning, Matt. Thank you for standing up for country, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you. What's that?
Something I heard this morning on that Chinese and CBI and all this thing. But we have an airport that's been built, they say being built in Dominica. That cost all, maybe by the time it's finished, it maybe it'll hit over $2 billion. It's not that China that gives us the money, it's our own passport money. Isn't that so?
That's true. That's true.
So why the main people there on the project are Chinese? Chinese building their own building for them to live in.
Well, it's a Chinese. Well, I agree with you, Blue. Was a Chinese company that's building the airport? The Chinese.
What is a Chinese company? Why it has got no other company that could build the airport than a Chinese company? Not think of it, man. There's something wrong somewhere. Why is a Chinese company? We embedded Chinese so deep that we couldn't get no other company. It's either they did their thing because of the Chinese that invested in it. But that is our money. Why MCI couldn't get somebody else, some of the companies to do that? We have Dominicans that could bid on that to do that. And it's a Chinese company that bid on it. Not something wrong somewhere. Something definitely wrong somewhere, and people should look into that. Those are the bread and butter issue of the country, and those are the things we should be looking at right now. 99% of the people down there are Chinese. Why? And our money, after all, man, something wrong somewhere.
The Americans are looking very close. They're looking close.
To look because something wrong. You cannot be taking our passport money, almost $2 billion, maybe at the end of the time, and giving the Chinese to do that project. Because we know Dominica twin with China how many years ago. There are a contingent of people that went up to China and decided to twin themselves, Dominica and China. So what Starboy going to tell Ruborolo or what the man? What you going to tell the man? And the people know all your dirty dealings, or they know all your things already, they know the dirty dealings already. What you got to tell Robbie, yo? Robbie, what's going on, bro? Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. 449-3095-9697. Yes? Uh-huh. Yes, Maslin, this, it's June 7th. It's Expo, Dominica Diaspora Arts and Craft Expo in New Jersey, 767. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Yes?
Good morning, Matt.
Morning
and
to you.
Good morning to your listeners, that woman of God. Matt, before you started the open line, you said something that you're not going to,
entertain the nonsense, yes.
Yes, man, I want to thank you for that. Thank you very much, man, because a lot of people waiting for you to open up that nonsense that is going on. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yes, this is just too toxic, 449-3095, cross talk, personal talk. Come on. We're big enough. Somebody says, man, the Chinese are siphoning our tourist dollars out of our economy into the Chinese economy. Matt, I can send you pictures of cruise ship entering and leaving Chinese shops with bags. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Mr. Pelte, morning, sir.
Morning to you.
Mr. Pelte, I heard, I had a little chance to visit the construction, the earthworks where the construction of the airport will take place over the weekend. And man, I want to see development in Dominica. I want to see progress where everybody prosper and be in good health. But this thing that is happening up there, man, that's a mess. Matt Pelte, listen to this. When the contract for the airport was signed with MMC down by the stadium in Roseau in 2021, man, that was June the 9th. It was said at that time the airport will be delivered, I think, between June the 9th in 2021 or the 11th there. Roosevelt Ferry declared to the public that the airport first flight will be landing in 2025. Hello?
I'm here, listen. Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
I just going back to the archive. And then in 2022, on the 14th of October, somewhere around there, well, they said the airport will be completed in 2026. So you see the confusion already? You see that right there? They don't have a specific date about that airport. And coming to recent in a press conference, I believe you were present, or maybe a public speech he made, I can't remember exactly. He said, I heard him saying that after the earthwork is done, it has to be rested. In other words, given a Sabbath for a whole year before works actually can start being done on it for the airport. You understand? So 2025, that proves that 2025, you cannot have that airport based on contract. 2026, you still cannot have it. So which is the contract and the deadline for that airport? Is it that somebody needs to be paying back Dominica for breach of contract? You understand what I'm saying? So is it lies from Roosevelt Ferry to the public, and the public needs to know? And Matt Pelte, there's another thing. I just lose my train of thought on that other thing where the airport is concerned. But if it comes back, I'll call you back. But we are in a situation where Roosevelt Ferry being lying to the public all the time. Utilize. Oh yeah, look, the next point came. I heard him said that Dominica is the only place, the only country building an international airport right now without they take loan. Man, tell you that's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you recall, in the parliament, Roosevelt Ferry told the public that MMC is responsible for the airport using Dominica's money. Dominica will loan the money from MMC and pay MMC back with interest. You understand what I'm saying? That was the accounting from hell, I call it, the mathematics from hell, because somebody using your own money to build you your own airport and then you have to pay them back for your money. I don't even understand that part in economics. But man, I am telling you, Dominican people need to rise up, because what I saw up there, the loose moles and bro, they dig in some places, they dig over 50 feet and they have to pull it back up. That is a mess, I'm telling you. And Dominican people should not take this thing lightly. They need to stand. Stop being excited about projects. People can use projects to siphon money and crook you. Whilst you being excited, they're making you get handouts. But Matt, One more point. I heard Roosevelt Kerry said in the press conference you were that everybody in Dominica actually benefited some way or somehow from the what?
The CBI?
The CBI fund. Yeah. Tell me what way have you benefited? Hello?
I've not benefited. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the way he referring to people benefiting is handouts and begging monies and this kind of thing. All these different things there. That is all that happening when you get the CBI funds, you're giving handouts.
I think we could benefit if we were handling the program like St. Kitts.
No. We all know that, man. Come on. We know the program is not being handled properly in Dominica because you have a foreigner, all Dominicans, billions of dollars, whilst Dominicans are suffering. Nothing happening to develop Dominica and Dominicans. They cannot have proper health care. They cannot have nothing in a good manner, in sustainable manners. So I'm telling you, it is not handled properly. But what we have instead are thieves at the hand of leadership down here. Matt Felder, thank you for
Thank you very much, Matt. While China claims to be against corruption in China, they are more than willing to deal with and protect corrupt leaders in our region. We see it there in Dominica every day when Ralph Gonzalez recently said that China, through the embassy in the region, was trying to undermine his re-election by using CBI monies. We know that he was referring to Dominica and its corrupt leader. So yes, Dominica is with China because no amount of corruption will stand in the way of Dominica getting aid from China. That's just a WhatsApp message. On the telephone. Hello, talk to me. Yes, good morning. Yeah.
Hello, good morning, Matt.
How are you, my brother?
Matt, I'm good, Matt, I'm quiet. Matt, let me tell you now.
Tell me.
It is amazing the amount of Chinese company and Chinese individuals are working in Dominica, you know. I do not believe, honestly speaking, that when you add and subtract, Dominica is benefiting anything from the Chinese. Matt, as your last caller was articulating, it's CBI money that is building the international jet airport for Dominica. But it has to be a Chinese company to do it, Matt. The Prime Minister is putting development infrastructure on his property at Mont Daniel. It's Chinese are doing it. Man, the Prime Minister, the government of Dominica is replacing 6 schools on island. Replacing, they existed, but they wanted to repair, so the Chinese are rebuilding 6 schools. All the schools are being rebuilt by Chinese. Every road infrastructure that worth $1 million and more, the Chinese are doing it. Man, that is raping a country. And Roosevelt Scarrett is clearly responsible for that. But leadership is everything. We are seeing in Africa certain states are pushing out the colonizers, and taking over the management business, the communications and works departments and so on, Matt. Mr. Scarrett sits there. He met the Goodwill Secondary School built by Dominicans. You have Chinese replacing it now, Matt. The Calibishi Primary School built by Dominicans. You have Chinese building it now. T-Bow, Matt, is the same thing. What kind of government is this, Matt? What this man is bringing is dismantling the middle class. Those contractors, he dismantling them. They don't employ young people, especially during vacation time, summer holiday. Contractors used to employ dozens of school children, young men, in the construction industry to create wealth, to create skills, so that they will replace the elderly contractors. We cannot see that happening anymore because Mr. Scarrett, who people claim, falsely of course, thinking outside of the box, has brought in the Chinese after he negotiated with them. He claimed he negotiated with them a sweetheart deal for Dominica. Clearly, it was a sweetheart deal for himself, Matt. Dominica is going nowhere, and it will be amazing to see how Dominicans are going to behave when this government changes. And we can go to the records and see the millions and millions of dollars that had gone into shady deals, and we knew nothing about it, man.
Let me ask you a quick question, because somebody from Woodford called this morning very concerned about what she said is rat infestation at the Woodford Primary School. Are you aware that this problem is going on there?
Unfortunately not, Matt. Unfortunately not. What I'm fully aware of, Matt, is that the government has taken a decision to close the Wesley Government School because of dust, one, and two, because it is in the path of the proposed airport. And the students of the Wesley Primary School are now on a shift system at the Northeast Comprehensive School. So essentially speaking, students from Calibishi to Atkinson, the hours of school time has been cut by about an hour and a half to 2 hours, because students have to be coming in at midday, so they have to leave space for them. I want to call on the Secretariat administration that government have had extensive good relations with the churches in Dominica, especially the Methodist Church. The Methodist Church used to be the building that housed the Wesley Primary School after Hurricane David for years, until a new school was built. I would advise them to get in touch with the Methodist officials so that our students can have a safe, close location to take their school in instead of the Northeast Comprehensive.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you. The question on if we're friends with America or China must be addressed on a weekly basis. Remember, our currency is pegged to the US dollar. The American assistance has to trickle down economic effects, huh? The Chinese don't. The CBI never helped us. We will face more sanctions on the CBI than benefits. Just a few quick comments before we go. And of course, Mr. Lennox Linton will be sitting in there at 1 o'clock, so I won't be around until tomorrow morning. So Mr. Lennox Linton will be sitting in from 1. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Man, good morning. An open line you have?
Yes, and I'm just going to wrap it up. There's 2 minutes too.
Okay, Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Matt, I am still calling. I'm calling from Zolivia in Montfort Bay. And I am still calling on the Inspector of Police, the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of Security, Mr. Blackmore, to please help the people of Zolivia. Deliver us, please, from one man they call Lawrence Paul.
So you haven't gotten any help there?
Up to now, Matt, and his noise and his noise and his noise, I cannot take it. My pressure ready to go up because I'm not sleeping at night. Please help us. And Matt, I am not the only one. Matt, we walk in sleeping. I am not the only one. Please, somebody, help the people of Zolivia. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody's saying, Matt, can you call a prominent community leader there in the Salisbury Bar is saying, Matt, call Mr. Blackmore, the Minister of Security, and ask him what happened on Salisbury Beach over the weekend. Can he provide more information? I'll ask him the question once the information is provided. Something may have happened there on the Salisbury Beach. Somebody's asking Mr. Blackmore to speak to that. I don't know what happened. I'm not aware, okay? This is it for me. Dominica, I'll be back on the radio tomorrow morning. Mr. Lennox Linton will be sitting in from 1 to 3. I've got to go.
Mr. California, are you ready? Entertainment to make people from the stress and pain. Criticize the feelings of government and things my nation's detriment. So my nation has started all
To lift up the spirit of the God. I am faced with heavy opposition. I want you to join me, march and sing with me. You're my God strong in the opposition. We're fighting together and even the outcome. Sing Calypsonian, sing. Raise your voices loud and sing. Sing Calypsonian, sing. Give them rhythm after freedom. Have a new peace, point of problems, keep solution, but how to make them. When people are not treated fair, can't be judged. Politicians that don't care. As ambassadors, we must give them calypso pressure. So sing like, sing like the right. Sing real and sing that's the thing. So sing for me, every time we free. Sing last and sing last and sing. Woman, God, it's funny, what's your priority? Educate to lift people from their ignorance. Demonstrate for the real issues. Don't get caught up in personal abuse. My mission is ongoing, things still on course to fulfill dreams we may have lost. I am faced with the young generation. For my culture conscious.
Easy Rock 95.1. More rock, less talk while you work.